This is Valley News Live at 5.
We begin with new developments tonight as Fargo police say there are now 5 cases of men and women who reported their drinks were drugged at various downtown Fargo bars. It's a story we first brought to you almost a month ago and have been the only news outlet covering as the number of cases have piled up. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley joins us now in the studio with what police have found so far in their investigation and what products police say could help keep you protected. Bailey?
Andrea, unfortunately, Fargo police say so far they have not been able to connect the incidents to a specific person or location, saying there's no specific race, age, or bar that's been targeted. But over the last few weeks, many of you have reached out with concerns on how to keep yourself safe when going out for the night and wondering if products like date rape drug testing strips, nail polish, coasters, and straws are worth it. And while Fargo police did say today those products are something to help keep you aware of your situation, they can't endorse any products like that as the effectiveness and reliability is unknown. But Fargo police say if you do order a product to test your drinks for date rape drugs and that product indicates your drink is positive, to save the drink as best you can, alert the bartenders and call police immediately.
We would take the drink as evidence and potentially get it. We would also request that you as a victim would go get tested as well, either blood or urine, and we would be able to send that sample off to a lab.
Now, police say symptoms of date rape drugs can occur within 15 to 30 minutes and could last for up to 6 hours. And Fargo police urge caution not only for those drinking alcohol, but for those staying sober as well, saying the drugs can be slipped into your cup within seconds and are odorless and tasteless. Andrea.
All right. Thank you, Bailey. Coming up tonight on Valley News Live at 6, hear what some local bars are doing to step up their safety protocols. Moorhead police want you to know about several level 3 sex offenders living in the area. 63-year-old Richard Folden will now be living in the 1600 block of 4th Avenue North. Police say he has a history of engaging in sexual contact with young girls, and that includes penetration. Police also say in one instance he used threats to get his victims to do what he wanted. Also living at the same address is this level 3 offender, 30-year-old Omar Yassin. Police say he engaged in sexual contact with a teenage girl, giving her drugs to make sure she did what he wanted. We've made it through the rough days, it seems. Now we're ready for the warm-up. Here's Hutch with a look at this evening's forecast. Hey, Hutch.
Hey, Andrea. Good evening, everyone. Well, the wind is certainly still a factor in our warming forecast as we continue to have a fire danger across the area. Red flag warnings for many counties in North and South Dakota and even western Minnesota continues until 10 o'clock tonight. But the wind and dry conditions will continue into the overnight and your Friday as well. A few high clouds passing overhead, a batch out in the western Dakotas heading our way. But for now, things are high and dry, mid-40s from Bemidji and Roseau this hour, all the way to 60 degrees in Jamestown and near 70 in Bismarck as that warming trend will continue into your Friday. More on that in a bit, but for this evening, make sure you have the hairspray, and temperatures are going to be fairly comfortable. A few high clouds and temperatures slip into the 40s after sunset. Grand Forks, much the same. It still looks windy into your Friday, but I'll have details on when that wind goes away, how warm we get for the weekend, and we'll talk about a chance of rain for some of us here in a bit.
Okay, thanks, Hutch.
You bet.
A child has been airlifted to a hospital with serious injuries after a farm accident. The Wadena County Sheriff's Office says they received an emergency call around 4:30 yesterday afternoon. The caller said a child was caught in farm equipment in Wing River Township, just northeast of Wadena. The caller freed the child from the farm equipment, and when deputies arrived, they learned the child had gotten stuck while mixing feed. Officials with Valley Water Rescue say their recent training session helped Fargo police solve a month-old theft case. Monday's dive was meant to locate small items from the river, but the first diver in found a motorcycle. Using a tow strap and lift bag, a couple of divers were able to pull this from the river, a 2017 Indian Scout motorcycle. They called Fargo police, who identified the bike as being stolen back in November 2020. They located the owner, who was surprised to get the bike back. Fargo police have now identified the 3 juveniles who they believe are connected to the fire at the former Mid-America Steel building. Firefighters remained on scene until noon the next day, putting out the flames and investigating the blaze. Police say the 3 people pictured are juveniles, so their names will not be released. Official charges have not yet been filed against the 3. Bemidji fire crews worked for more than an hour to extinguish a travel trailer that was engulfed in flames yesterday. The call came in around 2 in the afternoon for firefighters to head to 507 Jefferson Avenue Southwest. The RV and its contents are all destroyed, estimated to be a $50,000 loss. The fire is under investigation but is considered to be accidental. Tears and tissues in the courtroom during the trial of Derek Chauvin today. The former Minneapolis police officer is charged in connection with the death of George Floyd. Chauvin has pleaded not guilty. In the fourth day of testimony, the court heard details about Floyd's personal life from someone very close to him. Kamala Bernal is in Minneapolis to explain.
Tearful testimony from the girlfriend of George Floyd.
Floyd has this great, deep Southern voice, raspy.
For the first time, the courtroom heard about Floyd's life from the person he dated for nearly 3 years until his death.
He asked me if he could get my number, and we had our first kiss in the lobby.
But they shared a struggle.
Floyd and I both suffered with an opioid addiction. It's a classic story of how many people get addicted to opioids. We both suffered from chronic pain. We got addicted and tried really hard to break that addiction many times.
It was your belief that Mr. Floyd started using again about 2 weeks prior to his death, correct?
I noticed a change in his behavior, yes.
The defense argues Floyd died from drug use and a heart condition, not from Derek Chauvin kneeling on his neck. The former Minneapolis police officer was still restraining Floyd when paramedics arrived.
In lay terms, I thought he was dead.
After paramedics put Floyd in an ambulance, Chauvin defended his actions.
Gotta control this guy because he's a sizable guy.
Now, we also heard from a captain with the fire department, and his testimony is important not only because he was able to talk about the medical help that was offered, but also because he was able to identify that off-duty firefighter that had previously testified in court. She was one who was there at the scene when Derek Chauvin had his knee on George Floyd's neck. She was offering medical help. She was offering to check his pulse and was not allowed to do so. Reporting in Minneapolis, I'm Kamala Bernal.
Officials say the trial is going faster than expected, so tomorrow is going to be a shortened session. Vice President Kamala Harris spent the day discussing the next phase of a COVID-19 public education campaign. She joined the Surgeon General and the Community Corps today to discuss how they'll educate and encourage Americans to get COVID-19 vaccines. The Community Corps consists of 275 members, including the American Medical Association, the NAACP, and several other groups. They provide resources and fact-based public health information through the Department of Health and Human Services.
As we all know, each day is not equal. We are at a phase where, with the increasing number of supply of vaccinations, we are at a phase at this moment where we can actually get a hold of this thing and advance where we want to be as a country in terms of protecting our neighbors.
The Department of Health and Human Services is also rolling out nationwide television ads to encourage people to get vaccinated, along with a new social media profile to also spread the message. Essentia Health is accepting walk-ins today and tomorrow at the Vaccination Center located in the former Gordman's building. It's open to all North Dakota residents over the age of 16. You have until 7 tonight to get your shot. If you want to schedule an appointment for a later date, we have posted the link to register along with this story at valleynewslive.com. You can also call the number on your screen to schedule an appointment, 833-494-0836. To stay on top of the latest COVID vaccine-related information, use our VNL vaccine tracker. It's right on the home page of our website, or you can open your phone camera and point it at the QR code on your screen, then tap the link that pops up. A major roadway was blocked for much of the morning after crews moved a house from one location to another. Take a look at this. The big house slowly but surely moved across University Drive off of 21st Avenue South. Overall, travel was expecting to take 2 hours. A good bit of traffic traveling along with it, many people taking photos and video. Crews on scene were blocking off the southbound roads to give clearance to safely move it. This house will be placed on the south end of Fargo. A near $16 million remodel project is in the works for Island Park Pool in downtown Fargo. The Fargo Park District is deciding between two layout models. The amenities being considered include a 50-meter lap pool with a diving well, diving boards, zero-depth area with in-water play features, 2 or 3 large water slides, a lazy river, and a new bathhouse with concessions and family-friendly changing rooms. The Park District also says the main reason for the remodel is due to underground cast iron pipes that have deteriorated over the course of 44 years. They're hoping demolition can start this fall, with the new pool opening sometime in 2023. A year ago, we were dealing with toilet paper shortages. Now we're talking about a hike in prices. Still to come, what's going on that's prompting the increase?
It was another chilly start to our day. Teens and a few single digits out to the east. But look at this right now. Right now, we are 20 to 30 degrees warmer than yesterday at this time. Your hour-by-hour forecast shows the warm air continues. Details in a moment.